Gamers, TWIG episode 5. Let's do this. Cool. Right off the bat, the big news story for the week. The PSN network went down for almost 24 hours. I like to think that it had something to do with the fact that I couldn't play any video games during that period, but yeah, that's not the case. And to be frank, we actually don't know why it went down. PlayStation have not clarified what happened, but have decided that they will compensate PS Plus members only with 5 additional days at the end of their subscription. If memory serves me well, this is technically the second longest period in recent times anyway that PSN has gone down. And by recent times, I'm talking about compared to the 2011 outage, which lasted almost a month, I think. Either way, it's a positive thing that they've decided to compensate some gamers out there. But yeah, I do feel like 5 days is a drop in the ocean, especially given that it happened on a weekend where most games get played. But it's back up and running, and so far I don't think there have been any significant impacts. And by that I mean like game saves or anything like that that I have seen doing my research. So the next news story, and this one is big for me personally. Nintendo have announced the times for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. And here in the UK, that will be 2 p.m. on April the 2nd, meaning that I am going to have to take the day off. Well, potentially, I'm not sure yet, but we will see. I will do a reaction video and upload that, so yeah, likely I will take the afternoon off on that day. So far, all the rumors and leaks have been super accurate, and now personally, I think the biggest leak we're hearing about now is that all the Microsoft games will be coming over to the Switch. Given recent trends of Forza making its way to the PS5, yeah, I 110% believe that this will happen. The only thing I will say is it would be nice if the Microsoft games on the Switch had some form of cross-save functionality between the Xbox, PC, and Nintendo Switch. That would be great, and that might make a gamer like myself who has access to Game Pass via an Xbox go out and buy the game on Nintendo Switch, because yeah, I'll be able to take that game and the Switch on the go. Okay, so the third news story I wanted to cover with you all this week is that the PlayStation Store has leaked the release date for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Before we go into the specific date that was announced, this gives credence to Nate the Hate's hint that the next state of play will be happening this very week. Hopefully it's not Valentine's Day, because I don't know if my partner will be okay with me watching video games on Valentine's Day. But yeah, one's my true love and the other is my partner. I'm joking. But yeah, so it turns out that the release date, which I now expect to be revealed at this week's State of Play, will be the 28th of August this year. Honestly, this is fantastic news, as we are getting the game probably a lot sooner than I would have thought. But I also guess that they want to get this game out and well clear of GTA 6. I do suspect we will probably get the official announcement from PlayStation on the State of Play either this Wednesday or Thursday. Alright, so next up, the next big game from Xbox, Avowed, has been confirmed that it will run at 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X. Obsidian, the developers, declined to comment on whether or not there will be a PS5 version. I suspect that it will be, and I suspect that it will probably come a lot sooner than we anticipate. Reason being is because I think that they'll want to get this game out well ahead of GTA 6. Because, yeah, I highly doubt that releasing a game like Avowed, however good it might be, next to GTA 6 will benefit them in any way, shape or form. But what this announcement does mean is that the game will likely only run at 30 frames per second on the Xbox Series S. And by direct relation, if it does come to the Nintendo Switch 2, yeah, it will run at 30 frames per second there. Hopefully with cross-save, like I mentioned before. Right, and the last news story I want to discuss with you all is that in an interview, Ted Price said that Insomniac pitched to PlayStation a Resistance 4 game, and they rejected it. That is painful. And the reason for the rejection was something along the lines of time constraints, and they just didn't know where to place it, which, if I'm being honest, is a bit of a poor reason to reject the game. With this whole push towards live service and all of this by PlayStation, I am not very clear on why they will not listen to the community and bring back the games and the IPs that we are asking them for. We're all asking for Killzone, and I reckon if Concord was Killzone, like in its purest form, it would have done significantly better. Or even Resistance, but Yeah, it's a tough lesson, and I really hope that PlayStation are taking notes. The saddest part about this is with this push towards live service, a lot of development time has been wasted, right? Games take 4 to 5 to even sometimes 10 years to develop. And for you to scrap a game and start from scratch means that some of these developers we will not be seeing on the PS5, which which is shocking. Personally, I think that the biggest development, the biggest next gen leap for the next generation should be some form of tool that allows developers to produce games at a very high quality quicker. Because everyone's saying it, we are in the land of diminishing returns in terms of raw brute force power. And so something's got to give. I would rather have a situation like on the PS3, which apparently was tremendously difficult to develop for, but we got back to back to back to back games. But yeah, I digress. But gamers, those were the 5 news stories I wanted to discuss with you all this week. And the question for the week is a very obvious one. Did the PlayStation Network outage impact your video game time? And as always, gamers, PlayStation Network working. Happy gaming.